Okay, welcome to another episode of the Joe Dunnrite Show. Today I want to talk a little bit about elk hunting in Arizona and some of the YouTube channel elk hunts I've been watching, and some of the issues I'm having with some of them. I had a great elk hunt this year. A buddy of mine and I had tags. We hunted for 13 days, had many opportunities to take bulls, chose not to. We were looking for nice sized bulls and were never given, well, we were given an opportunity, a few, and we chose not to. I won't go into too much details on this, but we're very responsible hunters. And I'm watching these YouTube channels. I'm not going to mention any names, but the one channel, if you Google 2020 elk hunt, he pops up. But he has a buddy that he's out hunting with, and they shoot this bull at 80 yards. And I got to tell you, 80 yards, that's a Hail Mary shot. And I've been going back and forth with him on YouTube, he claims that it's just because I'm not a proficient shot. Well, look, 80 yards. It's a bow, and I get it. It shoots anywhere from 290 to 330 feet per second, but 80 yards, a lot can happen in 80 yards. So first of all, um, the arrow travels 3 times slower than the speed of sound. So the elk actually hears the bow before the arrow gets there. So there's opportunities for the bow to, or for the elk to jump the string and move. But my big beef is, shooting animals at 80 yards. So I'm a hunter, not a shooter. Shooting is fun. I go shooting all the time. I like to go out and shoot at targets, but shooting at animals is different. One of the things that really irked me was Jimmy John's bull that he shot. I don't have any issue with the guy spending close to $400,000 or whatever, 350,000 on the tag. It's a governor's tag, and that's great. That money goes to help game and fish, and if you can afford it, go for it. He spent about $180,000 on or 150,000 on his guide, and that's crazy, but okay, whatever. They put this bull to bed. They'd been watching it for a long time. He hired a group of guys that went out basically and just babysat the elk. But what, and I don't have a problem with that. I guess if that's what how you want to hunt, if you want to pay some guys to go find your animal and babysit it for you, whatever. But my issue is the shooting. So they were up on the hillside. They spotted the bull at 960 yards, and they shot this thing at 960 yards. Well, that's not hunting. That's shooting. That's not fair chase. The animal never had a chance. Um, you know, and I get it. It's a gun. So what do I like to see? I've always coached my kids to take shots less than 100 yards with a rifle if you can. I would shoot an animal out to 200 yards, or 250. 200 is pretty far too, but I get it. If you're good with your rifle, you got it ranged, and 200 yards, you're getting in a situation where you're hunting. But 960 yards. Come on, Jimmy. That's crazy. That's not hunting. That's shooting. Just to shoot a big bull. Get into the hunt. Get down in the canyon. Find the bulls. Get up on them and shoot them. That's fine. But I have an issue with that. Well, the archery thing kind of annoyed me because 80 yards. A guy walks up. You see the video. The guy walks up. He does not range the animal. He sees the bull. They're bugling the bull. The bull comes in, and he takes his Hail Mary shot. He puts a bow up, draws back, shoots, and comments that, oh, I shot over the bull. He didn't even think he hit it. He says, oh, I shot over the bull. Well, his buddy, this hunter buddy, prompts him to go take a look. And so they walk out there the 80 yards, and oh, guess what? He did hit the bull. He finds the arrow. He wasn't even going to go look, except his buddy told him to go look. So they find the arrow. It's broken off. It didn't even pass through the elk. And he claims their bows are shooting 330 feet per second. Well, I'll tell you, any new bow isn't going to shoot 330 straight out of the box unless you're shooting a micro or an ultralight arrow like 6 grains per inch. A 6 grain per inch arrow and a 29 or 30 inch arrow is going to weigh around 275 grains. And it's going to go fast. 330, I'd like to see those chrono results, but probably 320. We shoot arrows that are 8.2 grains per inch, which puts most of our arrows around 340 grains. And so I've shot 4 nice bulls in my life. I've never not had a pass through on a standing broadside lung shot. I've never had an arrow not go all the way through. And some of the bows I shot 30 years ago were not traveling anywhere near 300 feet per second. I think my Hoyt Pro Hunter traveled 238 feet per second. And I was shooting these Lincoln Log aluminum arrows that weighed probably 500 grains. And they all went through the animal. So got to have a little bit of mass to your arrow. These guys shooting these knitting needles, I get it. You want to shoot flat and fast. But seriously, 80 yards. So they track the bull, they find the bull, thank goodness they found the bull. But a lot can happen in 80 yards. The animal could take a step forward, the animal can jump the arrow. I had a buddy who had a really nice 6x6 at 40 yards, and that bull jumped the arrow. Not only did he jump the arrow once, he jumped it twice. So anyway, I'm just want to tell you that 80 yards is irresponsible. It's a knucklehead shot. And I had plenty of shots this last season at nice bulls at 80 yards. I sat out on the last day of the season and had a nice solid 5x5 at 80 yards. And I didn't take the shot. And I'm not going to take the shot. And under a perfect situation, you could shoot 80 yards. And I will tell you, I'm a good shot. In 1983, at one of the Mormon Lake shoots, I won the long shot champion. I hit the washer on this big elk target at 100 yards. And 100 yards is, a target shot. And that's fine. If you know it's exactly 100 yards and you have your bow dialed in and there's no wind and there's no animal that might move, you could probably take the shot. But there's too many other things that can go wrong. The wind, the animal takes a step, the animal flinches. The difference between a kill and a wound, like a lung shot, pass through, and a gut shot could be 6 inches. So go set your bow up at 80 yards and dial your bow in so that it's spot on, and then take the one shot at 80 yards, and you tell me if you could hit a coffee cup size target at 80 yards, or a pie plate. If you could consistently put them inside a 8-inch paper plate, then I'd say maybe. But there's too many other things that can go wrong. The wind, your nerves, your heart's pumping, the animal's moving. And so don't get on YouTube and tell me that 80 yards you're proud of that. That's a knucklehead shot. So anyway, that's all I really have to say. Make it a hunt. Make it a hunt where you're responsible to the animal, that you respect the animal, that you're going to not put the animal at risk. They had the second video of the other guy with a crossbow, and I get it, a crossbow if you've got shoulder problems, and I'm probably going to have to head that way eventually. I'm getting problems with my shoulders, but that's fine, and I think it's legit. But don't take this 100-yard shot. He claimed it was 60. Watch the video. It's not 60 yards. He wounds the animal. They watch it for 2.5 hours, and why they couldn't get close enough to a wounded animal and put another arrow in him, I have no idea. But that animal dies. They find it a week later, totally decomposed. I mean, I would never post that video. I would never post a video like that. That's just irresponsible. You made a mistake. I'm glad that you actually filled that tag with that animal and didn't go out and shoot another one, but don't be proud of a 100-yard crossbow shot. I mean, that's ridiculous. I know crossbows can shoot flat, but that's irresponsible. So anyway, be responsible hunters. Respect the animal. Do the right thing. Don't thumbs up a guy who shoots an elk at 80 yards. That's not responsible. Thumbs up a guy. So I've shot 4 bulls. The closest bull was 25 yards. The farthest bull was 50. I shot a 50-yard shot at a bull that was feeding, didn't know I was there, 50-yard shot, and that was fine. But I had things working, but 80 is out of control. So anyway, talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the Joe Dunnrite Show. Have a safe day.